All right, so I was going to spend the day doing nothing, but that's not true. I can't help it. I got to do something, right? So this lady sent me or actually she wrote a message onto a video that I did. It was a comment. Now keep in mind with comments, and I'm going to say this: make sure you join our Discord. It's going to be down in the description box below. I say that to join Discord because excuse me, you can post questions there. It's a lot easier. And I'm going to instantly see it. So I'm going to instantly see it as soon as you post a message, right? It just pops up. It's kind of like a text for me. So it will pop up and I will instantly see the question and I can talk about it. If you leave a comment on a YouTube video, I will never really see it unless I go in there on purpose and just check. Because sometimes I do go through and I'll check. And of course, I'll read everything and I'll give it a thumbs up or a heart or something. Sometimes I'll respond, but it's not 100% guaranteed that I'm going to respond to everything or even see everything. I went through and literally checked everything. And then as I was scrolling up, I'm like, oops, I missed one. Because I have 3 kids. So they're going to come in, and of course, Noel. They're going to come in and distract me. So I'm going to lose my place, right? So it's a possibility that I can miss it. And yeah. So it's best to definitely get on Discord, and it's easy, it's free, it's not invasive, none of that stuff, and be a part of the discussion, right? We have different discussions, different topics, things like that. Well, she wanted to know, because she's visiting the Seattle area. I don't know when, but she wants to know my favorite places or favorite things to do in Seattle. She said that there was a video that I had done talking about that, and she wanted to know the link of the video. And I said, I don't recall doing a video saying my favorite things. There are a lot of things I like about Seattle and love about it, but I thought this would be a good video to do because there are a few. And I'm going to say this. It depends on when you come to the city, because obviously the sickness is going on now. It depends on the time of year that you're coming and if you're going to have a car or you rely on public transport, right? Because those are going to determine a lot. If you rely on public transport, the journey time is going to eat into a lot of stuff, right? But I'm going to start off, and they're not in any particular order. Downtown. Now, downtown Seattle has had a lot of setbacks recently, not only due to the sickness, but protesting and different things like that. A lot of businesses have left, but still downtown Seattle is very much alive, and there's a lot of stuff to see down there, right? Now, I'm not talking specific places, I'm just saying in general. If you're someone who likes to take a lot of pictures of just places, downtown Seattle is one of those places you can do that. There are so many different things that by the Seattle Art Museum, which I would say would be a place that you should definitely go and visit. It's a place that's really cool. You have the hardest working man in the city, and it's a big, giant sculpture that is moving, right? That's a place to definitely take pictures at as well, and inside of the art museum. So you're going to be busy. The other parts of downtown that I think you should go and visit is Pioneer Square. Now, some people will say, oh, it's a little scary. Not really. During the day, you'll probably be fine. It's just got a lot of history, a lot of historic stuff. So you can definitely take pictures there. Really, really nice, really, really cool. Denny Triangle, Denny area of Seattle is where you're going to see a lot of Amazon. So Amazon has the big globular building. It's basically a biosphere, 3 big giant domes. That would be interesting to definitely go take pictures of. It's pretty awesome. The waterfront is also awesome to take pictures. There used to be a viaduct there. It was viaduct? It ain't viaduct. Damn, I don't remember what it was called. But anyway, there used to be a double-deck roadway there, and they tore all that down, and now everything's underground. So you have this giant, giant tunnel that runs underneath the city that replaced that, but as a result, you have a big, huge open area now where you can take pictures, do a whole lot of different things. You get good shots of the port, good shots of the waterway, good shots of downtown if you turn the other way. So it's a huge area where they've kind of turned it into a park here and there, and you're able to take a lot of pictures. Chinatown is also downtown as well as the International District. I would definitely suggest going there. All of these, you don't need a car that I mentioned. You can just easily take on the streetcar or light rail system or even buses, and you're able to get to all these places. International District is going to be a half a day event easily because there's a lot of things to do, see, that type of thing, right? Capitol Hill. No. Yeah, Capitol Hill. There's First Hill and then there's Capitol Hill, both of which I would suggest going to. There's just so much to see. I'm being honest. You literally would, if you're coming here to visit, Capitol Hill and First Hill will take up all of your day because there's so many things to see and do, shop, places to eat. It's going to eat up a huge chunk of your day, period. Both of those, you don't need a car. When we're talking about specific places, Columbia Tower is great because it's one of the tallest, I think it still is, it's the tallest building in Seattle. You're able to see a whole lot of stuff. There's a big observation deck up there. I've been up there before. It's really, really nice, really, really cool. And it's amazing. So it's the tallest in the Pacific Northwest. And so, yeah, check that out. Another building that you could definitely check out that's pretty famous. You don't need a car because you can take the monorail. The monorail is another thing that you can take. It's really old. It's been around since the World's Fair. And it takes you to the Seattle Center. Seattle Center is not a building, it's a place, right? And in Seattle Center is the Space Needle. And so the Space Needle is, I haven't been yet, believe it or not. Space Needle is where you should definitely go. Check it out. You can take pictures up there. They've revamped and redone it quite a bit. That would be one place. There's a lot of stuff within the Seattle Center that you can go and spend time at. The old Key Arena, they're remodeling it. Really, it's rebuilding it. But anyway, so you're not going to be able to go in there. But there's tons of other little buildings around there that you can go to. Artworks. There's the Chuhili. And I know I'm saying it wrong. He's got a glass stuff here. All of his glass stuff. But there's glass sculptures that you can go to. The big glass flowers that are like super, super tall. And all of that. And there's solar and all that. So there's tons of stuff to see and do there. Going back to downtown, you have the Big Eye, which is the big giant wheel. It's a huge Ferris wheel. And it is awesome. Noelle and I went on that. That was pretty cool. That was pretty fun. And it's not fast. It's pretty slow. So that's a good way of taking pictures of Seattle as well, right there at the pier. And by the pier is another touristy area. There's so many different shops and things to do and all of that. I think they closed that down recently to try to fix up the pier there. There was an issue. But once that opens back up, you have tons of stuff to see and do. There's so many shops, stores, activities along that waterfront. You'd be busy all day long. And it's jam-packed with tourists. So that's something that you definitely want to do. The ghost tours. Ghost tours basically talk about Seattle. Actually, what you see today in Seattle is above ground. Most of what Seattle used to be is below ground. All of that has been hills that have been knocked down and whittled down and all of that. So that has filled in a lot of Seattle. They show you pictures of what Seattle used to look like, how streets were. People used to have to cross streets using ladders, believe it or not. And so they use cannons to basically level out hills and stuff like that. It talks about that. It talks about the ghost tours and scary stuff that used to be and what happened and all of that. It's pretty cool. There's also videos on YouTube that talk about that, right? Pike Place Market. So I'm going through this quickly because there's a ton of stuff. When people say, oh, well, Seattle, it's not a good place and he doesn't love Seattle. I love Seattle. As you can tell, there's so much to do that there's no way that you're going to be, just downtown alone, you're going to be, a week is not enough time, right? Forget all the museums that are down there that I haven't mentioned. just the stuff I mentioned here alone, you're not going to have enough time. But Pike Place Market, huge must-see place. It is a tourist trap, yes. There are tons of stuff to do. You see the people throwing fish. We have a big fish culture here. Obviously, we're on the water. A lot of people work in the fishing industry. They go from here to Alaska. Some famous shows have been filmed. Some of those famous people who run those boats live in this area. So there's stuff like that that you can definitely go and check out. I'm sure there's tons of stuff I'm missing. People will mention them. And I'm going to say, yeah, I agree. I forgot about that. There's tons of stuff to see and do downtown. And there's a lot of favorites, right? Let me think, where else? Where else? I'm sure I'm missing something that's very... Oh, the Smith Tower. You can definitely check that out. It's famous. It was the tallest building for the longest time on this side, on the West Coast. Back when it was built. What else? I think that's it. Now, leaving downtown is a different story. So when you go, you can take the light rail system. Still don't need a car. You can go to the University District. University District, basically, in that area, you're going to run into the University of Washington, Tacoma, or University of Washington, Tacoma, sorry. University of Washington, and it is massive. Hold on one second. Okay, neighbors' dogs are having a fit. But another dog's walking down the street. So, University of Washington, very busy area. It's becoming very developed because now that is where they're trying to put more housing and buildings and stuff. So it's really growing up and changing. But there's a lot of young people. There. Obviously, you're by the university. A lot of fun stuff to do. A lot of cool shops. This used to be where the grunge scene was back in the day. I remember going there when we first went to Seattle, and one of Noelle's friends took us to this burger place, which I forget. The burger was just greasy. Sorry. They did a good job. They did a good job. They did a good job. Forget the name of the burger place, but it doesn't matter. Place was bomb. Food was just good. Even the kids were like, man, this is good. But there's tons of places to go and check out. It's kind of like a retro rewind, if you will. I don't know if things have changed quite a bit since I've been up there, which has only been a few years, but things change quick. But this is where the grunge scene was back in the day. And this is what Seattle is kind of, Seattle of yesteryear. What people remember Seattle as, kind of strange place, hippy dippy. That is kind of what you see in that general area. There are also modern stores and shops and things like that that you can go to, big and small in terms of companies. So you have little small mom and pops and well-known things, all in the University District's pretty cool. Down from there, and you would need a car at this point, is the mall. So they have a mall that is also in the University District area, as they call it. A lot of hoity-toity. So if you like hoity-toity, you can go over there. It's pretty cool. It's an outdoor mall. It's pretty cool. Now, let me rewind back because I was talking about malls. Downtown, if you really and truly want to shop, you can definitely spend a lot of time downtown because there's so many places. You have Westlake. Westlake is awesome because not only can you shop and it's a mall, it's the transit hub. So there you can take trains everywhere. And it's pretty cool, right? When you get out of the train, you come up above ground and then boom, there it is, city. Just busy. You're along the shopping corridor. A lot of stores and shops have closed. Who knows what will happen in the future, if some of those will come back or rebound or what have you. But yeah, you have Westlake. You have a lot of shopping areas there, right? You have stores that are inside of malls. You have stores that are outside. It's just a huge area where you can basically, right there at Westlake, just remember Westlake. If you get there, you'll see everything you need to see, right? As far as shopping. So shopping is another one. I knew I forgot something, but shopping is one of those. And to get around, you can take the streetcar, which is above ground. It goes all around different places, two different disjointed lines. One is the South Lake Union line, which deals with the Amazon campus mainly, but it goes right there close to Westlake. Then you have the First Hill streetcar line, right? So that one basically goes into the Yesler Terrace International District down a little bit. And so that's a different area, but still a lot of stuff to see and do. Light rail system is the easy way. You could just hop on different places, go throughout downtown. Yeah, so it's pretty cool, right? Now, going up from there, you can go to Gasworks Park. If you want a break, Gasworks Park is kind of cool. This is where a lot of Seattleites go to just kind of rewind or, just chill down. You can see great views of the city. So if you want a good shot of the skyline and you don't have to worry about hustle bustle and traffic and everything, this is a good area to do it. You can take great photos of that. It's also a great area to take a picture of the float planes. We have a lot of float planes that take off on the lake right there. And so it's really, really cool. You can see them, right? You can see them take off, take pictures, skyline. It's a really cool thing, right? Another area that you probably need a car. So Gasworks, you need a car. You also need a car to go to this other place, and that is the Fremont Troll. That's Seattle. When you go to Fremont, it's another area away from downtown, but it is what people remember Seattle as, right? Hippy dippy, carefree, a little weird and different. But the Fremont Troll is awesome. It's a big giant concrete thing that was created, and it's actually got its hand on top of an actual car, a Volkswagen Bug. The people that built it put their own car there and everything, right? It's pretty cool. You can climb it. Thing's huge. Take your picture there. It's under a bridge, the troll under the bridge. It's pretty awesome. So Fremont Troll. And back to the Seattle Center where the arena is. There's the big giant water fountain, right? Water fountain's pretty cool. You can definitely go there, cool off, that type of thing, right? It's where a lot of the nudists go. When we have the summer solstice bicycle parade, there have been people who have grown men and women right there at the fountain, no clothes on. You can watch that on YouTube, believe it or not. So what else? What else is there? Green Lake. If you, again, want to wind down and chill out, you need a car, but you can take the bus, but it gets confusing if you're not from here. Green Lake is great because this is where a lot of folks in Seattle come to just exercise, unwind. It's a very giant lake that was created by a glacier back in the day. People go around the entire circumference of the lake. You can park in many different areas. You can jog, walk, sit, chill, whatever. You see a little bit of everything out there. It's pretty cool. There's a few stores here and there, not a lot. When we're talking about beaches, there's so many. Two I'm going to mention just for time's sake is Alki Beach, which is going to be in West Seattle. Alki reminds me of California. You have some shops and stores and stuff like that. You got it's a very long beach, a very linear beach. And it's really nice. So you'll see people playing volleyball, gives you the California vibes. It's long and linear, gives you a California vibe. So it's really nice. A lot of people like Alki. Now my favorite is Golden Gardens. Golden Gardens, I like it. You're driving through like a little forest and then boom, there it is. So you drive down like a lot of beaches here, and it's a sandy beach also, like Alki. And it's just really good because you see a different part. This is when I tell people, don't just stay in the touristy areas. If you're deciding to live here, go out and see the rest of the city. See how the society is. And there's plenty of parking typically. Summer months, it can get packed and there's no parking. But it's great. It's a great area to go. You can see cargo ships come and go. You can see boats come and go. It's just really beautiful. Really beautiful. You can see wildlife, different things like that. And it's pretty cool. Other things, if you really and truly want to take harbor tours, you can. You can get on a boat. You can go all over the place, see different things. You can go whale watching. There's excursions for that. You can hop on remember the float plane I mentioned? You can hop on those. You can go to different islands here and check out the culture there, see what things are like there. It's pretty cool, right? It depends on how much money you want to spend. So those are going to be some of my favorites. There are other things, obviously. I would suggest go as cheap as you can so you can spend it all on food and gifts and toys and stuff, because that's kind of the way I do it, right? So the best thing to do is to get a Orca card, which is a transit card here in the area. It works here in Tacoma, it works in Seattle, it works everywhere, basically, in this area. And you're able to take the train, Sounder train, which will take you down here to Tacoma if you want to come. Lots of stuff to do in Tacoma. You can hit up a lot of stuff basically in a day. It can take you up into Seattle, all the way up to Everett. It also lets you get on the streetcar system. It lets you take the light rail system, which will connect you all over the place. So definitely make sure you do that. It saves you money. So get I don't know if you can get a week pass, but you definitely can get a 3-day pass. I'm sure you can get a week pass, but it's unlimited. You can go wherever you want, use it as much as you want. Make sure that you definitely do get it. And make sure you definitely do tap it when you get on and tap it when you get off. People don't tap when they get off, and then they're like, well, I ain't got no more money. Make sure you tap it when you get on and you tap it when you get off, right? Whenever you go to different stations and stops. That's very important. So definitely take the light rail, the big train, the light rail system. You'll see all the stations. You'll go up to the University of Washington's station. It's the deepest one, I believe. They may have a deeper one now. The deepest one we have, and you'll see this monumentous huge building. All of our stations, the recent ones that they built, you'll see how much money we pay for these huge, giant, massive buildings. And these are just transit buildings. These are transit stops. Then go to Portland and see their transit stop. It's just basically a stop. You know what I mean? Along a train, it's just a stop. Here we build big, giant, massive buildings that are transit stations, and they go deep down underground. So yeah, definitely take a look at that. Hope I answered your question. Best of luck. If you have any other questions, make sure that you ask me. Make sure you join the Discord. It's going to be down in the description box below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and until next time, I will see you. Take care.